Hey, Nate. How's life? I don't know. It's alright. I've been dealing with some things like every human being and really didn't sleep much last night. I'm sorry. That's fine. I just think I need a little me time. I just think I need a little free time. Little break from the shows and the bus rides. Yeah. Last year I had a breakdown. Thoughts telling me I'm lost, getting too loud. Had to see a therapist and I found out something funny's going on up in my house. Yeah, started thinking maybe I should move out. You know, pack my car, take a new route. Clean up my yard, get the noose out. Hang up my heart, let it air out. I've been searching. What does that mean, Nate? I've been learning. Grabbing my keepsakes, leaving my burdens. Well, I brought a few with me. I'm not perfect. Looking at the view like this concerns me. Picking up the cues, right? I'm quite nervous. Hate it when I lose sight. Life gets blurry and things might hurt me. It's probably gonna be a long journey, but it's worth it though. Cold world out there, kids. Grab your coats. Been a minute, I know. Now I'm back to Rome. Looking for the antidote to crack the code. Pretty vivid, I admit it. I'm in classic mode. Don't need pity given to me, but I can't condone. Talking down to me, I'ma have to crack your nose for cracking jokes. I'm looking for the map to hope. You see that? Been making a whole lot of changes. Wrote a song about that. You should play it. I get scared when I walk on these stages. I look at the crowd and see so many faces. Yeah, that's when I start to get anxious. That's when my thoughts can be dangerous. That's when I put on my makeup and drown in self-hatred. Forget what I'm saying and where'd the beat go? Oh, ain't that something? Drums came in, you ain't see that coming. Hands on my head, can't tell me nothing. Got a taste of the fame, it'll pump my stomach. Throw it back up like I don't want it. Wipe my face, clean up my vomit. OCD trying to push my buttons. I said don't touch it. Now y'all done it. I can be critical, never typical. Intricate with every syllable, I'm a criminal. Intimate but never political, pretty visual. Even if you hate it, I make you feel like you're in it though. You call me what you want, but never call me forgettable. Leave you deep in thought, I can never swim in the kiddie pool. Waited, I've been thinking the cinematic is beautiful. Man, I don't know if I'm making movies or music videos. Yeah, the sales can rise. Doesn't mean much though when your health declines. See, we've all got something that we trapped inside that we try to suffocate. You know, hoping it dies. Try to hold it underwater, but it always survives. And it comes up out of nowhere like an evil surprise. Then it hovers over you to tell you millions of lies. You don't relate to that? Must not be as crazy as I am. The point I'm making is the mind is a powerful place, and what you feed it can affect you in a powerful way. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah, but it's not always safe. Just hang with me. This'll only take a moment, okay? Just think about it for a second. If you look at your face every day when you get up and think you'll never be great, you'll never be great. Not because you're not, but the hate will always find a way to cut you up and murder your faith. I've been developing, take a look at the benefits. Nothing to meddle with, I can never be delicate. My even relevant, that depends how you measure it. Take a measurement to back it up and give me the evidence. Pretty evident, dependable, can never be tentative. I'm a gentleman, depending on if I think you're genuine. Pretty elegant, but not afraid to tell you to get it. Grip proper etiquette, I keep it to myself when I celebrate. It's that time again. Better grab your balloons and invite your friends. Seatbelts back on, yeah, strap them in. Look at me, everybody, I'm smiling big. On a road right now that I can't predict. Tell me tone that down, but I can't resist. Y'all know that sound, better raise your fist. The search begins, I'm back, so enjoy the trip.
If you smell what the rock is cooking. The rock says, the rock says, the rock says, the rock.
Hello and welcome to the WWE Wrestling Talk Show with Reese Rock Jones and
John Randy Beth as we bring you our reactions to last Sunday's Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell, as with every pay-per-view at the minute and every show, took place from the Amway Center inside the Thunderdome.
In Orlando, Florida, due to COVID-19.
Now, originally when we did our show last week, there were 5 matches on the card.
But to our amazement, there was more.
Not amazement at all. It happened all the time. First
Pretty
of all,
much.
on the kickoff show, R-Truth defended the 24/7 championship in a sanctioned match against Drew Gulak.
Who is now on Monday Night Raw.
And let's just say that R-Truth retained the championship.
Yep, so he is still a 42-time 24/7 champion.
The main card opened up with the Hell in a Cell I Quit match between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso for the Universal Championship.
Now, what were we expecting going into this match? But then again, there was some special stipulations.
Yeah, the stipulation added to this as if a Hell in a Cell and an I Quit match merged together wasn't bad enough. If Jey Uso lost or said I quit, he and Jimmy would have to take orders and acknowledge Roman Reigns as the tribal chief, or they would be kicked out of the family.
So the bell rings inside the cell, and straight away, brutality.
Yes, Roman Reigns goes on the attack with several spears.
And we do mean spears.
At some point, as the match went on, we had a leather strap introduced.
Where have we seen this before?
When Jey attacked Roman with it, but then Roman managed to get his hands on it as well, performing yet another spear.
Still, Jey Uso refuses to quit.
We had a super kick into an Uso splash. Roman Reigns refused to say I quit. Not surprising there. Then, towards the end of the match, it became slightly uncomfortable to watch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because Jey Uso was seemingly unconscious after being attacked with the steel steps.
Yep, steel chair.
The steel chair being driven from the steps to the post.
Yep.
At this point, the referee was going to call for the match. Only for Roman Reigns to basically throw the referee out of the ring. At this point, we had Jimmy Uso come out, along with several officials, such as Adam Pearce, Jamie Noble. Jimmy Uso started basically begging Roman Reigns, saying, "What the hell are you doing with family?"
Yeah, what the hell are you doing? You're tearing us apart kind of thing.
But then, after seemingly showing remorse,
Reigns tricks Jimmy Uso and puts him in that submission hole that he does.
into a guillotine, which he's put down Braun Strowman with, and seems to have added to his arsenal. Now, at this point, because technically Jimmy Uso is still on the injured list, Jay uttered "I quit" to prevent Roman Reigns from injuring his brother, meaning that Roman Reigns retains the Universal Championship, and the Usos basically have to work for him.
And as Reigns was walking back up the ramp, we see an appearance from the Hall of Fame tag team, Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans.
Yes, Roman Reigns' father and uncle.
Basically putting the tribal thing around his neck and basically declaring Reigns the tribal chief.
And head of the family. Not if Mr. Johnson has anything to say about it.
So we move on to the match that is more of a grudge match between Elias and Jeff Hardy.
Not a lot to say about this. Every other match here was more of a buffer match between themselves.
Yeah, pretty much. There was a little bit of storyline going into it, but nothing substantial.
So after this, this was a short match. Not a lot to say about it except Elias won by disqualification after being slammed with a guitar.
By Jeff Hardy.
After Elias went through a guitar himself.
So this next match was to determine who would be walking out of Hell in a Cell with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
And Otis, being the contract holder, defending against The Miz.
So Otis had Tucker in his corner, whilst The Miz had his tag team partner, John Morrison, in his corner.
This was a okay match.
It was.
But at one point, Otis went for the caterpillar. However, John Morrison pulled The Miz outside of the ring. Morrison would attempt to attack Otis with a briefcase. However, the referee caught him and ejected him from ringside.
Jessica Carr sends him back in, as you said.
But then Otis,
something we didn't expect.
Well, I kind of sort of. I've been kind of smelling it for a while, and it was only a matter of time. Otis brings Miz back into the ring. However, Miz manages to hold on to the apron and knocks Otis off, and the referee is slightly distracted with the ring apron, and Tucker nails Otis with the Money in the Bank briefcase, allowing Miz to pin Otis and become Mr. Money in the Bank. And it is almost 10 years to the day since Miz cast in his first Money in the Bank contract on someone we would see later on, Randy Orton.
So the Miz walks away from Money in the Bank. Well, walks away with the Money in the Bank briefcase, much to the shock of Otis.
Miz and we go backstage, and Miz and Wilson celebrate and put the two champions on notice. Tucker then appeared and said that despite being the workhorse of heavy machinery, he was always overlooked, as Otis stole the Spotlight, Otis comes charging in the 2 brawl.
And then it was later announced that Tucker would be going back to SmackDown.
Well, it says that on WWE.com, but would not at all surprise me if that was just a typo. Then,
So,
next we go back to Hell in a Cell.
between 2 former best friends for the SmackDown Women's Championship, as Sasha Banks tries to topple the 300-plus day reign of Bayley.
Yes, this and attempts to win her first Hell in a Cell match, having entered it in the 2 previous women's matches against Charlotte and Becky Lynch and lost both of them.
So, the bell rings,
So,
and
well, first of all, Bayley comes out with a chair that has played a big part of this storyline recently. Attempts to attack Banks with a chair. However, Banks kicks the chair and gets
causing it to fly outside the ring.
and it goes out of the ring just as the Hell in a Cell is finished lowering. So, what do we say about this? Weapons, weapons, weapons. We had candlesticks, chairs, tables, even a ladder. We had Sasha Banks stealing the Bayley to Bayley finishing move for a near fall. And Bayley would go for a near fall herself. Then, towards the end of the match, in an almost NWO style, Bayley would spray some spray paint onto Sasha Banks while she was on top of a bridge ladder. Then as she would move and Bayley would hit the ladder. Then as we get to the finish, Sasha Banks uses a steel chair to apply the bank statement, and whilst stomping on the chair at the same time, forcing Bayley to submit and ending her SmackDown Women's Championship reign at 380 days. Making
Pretty much the longest reigning in SmackDown history.
longest reign for the SmackDown Women's Championship. We know who has the longest reign for the Raw Women's Championship. But this makes Sasha Banks the 3rd Women's Grand Slam champion behind Bayley and Asuka, and the 4th Women's Triple Crown champion.
So now we move on to a backstage segment with the Hurt Business, with MVP speaking to Charlie Caruso saying about Retribution. So
Yeah,
he decides to up the stakes a little bit.
Whoa, back up, we're going to need to explain this.
Okay.
Retribution on the pre-show made a challenge to any member of the Hurt Business for a match.
Yes.
MVP accepted the challenge, and the stakes were raised when Bobby Lashley would put the United States Championship on the line against Slapjack. Yes.
Slapjack, otherwise known as Shane Thorne.
Yes, and how do I say this?
How can you say it?
This was made to look like a joke. This was barely a 3-minute match.
I don't know we can describe it.
Basically, Bobby Lashley retains in 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
With a full Nelson.
For Hurt Lock, as it's now called.
Yes.
Then we get to the main event. Another Hell in a Cell match.
But this time it'll be for
the WWE Championship. As for the 8th time, Randy Orton enters Hell, whilst McIntyre, the WWE Champion, enters it for the first time. Now, Drew McIntyre makes his entrance.
Yeah.
And just as he's outside the Hell in a Cell by the door, Randy Orton, who's dressed up almost as a camera crew man, sneaks up behind him. The two brawl outside of the cell for a while. Remember, the match does not go underway until they're inside the cage.
Yeah.
So eventually they get inside the cage. There is
Inside the cage, yeah.
there's a lot of stuff done. Orton dominated by attacking McIntyre's injured jaw. We had chairs. I think we had a table as well. But then Randy Orton, for unknown reasons, uses a pair of bow cutters to cut the lock on the door to Hell in a Cell, and climbs the cage of a cell. Now,
She does climb the cage.
he's standing on top, almost daring Drew McIntyre to come up, which he does, and I'm watching this and thinking, oh, this can't end well. Someone's taking a bump off the top of the thing.
And that's what we were thinking as we were watching it.
So Orton has a steel pipe up there, which he uses.
Yeah.
Then he starts to climb down, with McIntyre next to him. And this is where it gets a little bit... Well, this is where it got the beginning of the end, really. Because Randy Orton managed to send McIntyre flying off the side of the cell through the announce table.
Yep.
After they get back into the ring, back into the cell and into the ring, Randy Orton goes for an RKO. It's countered into a Claymore. Only Randy Orton manages to roll out of the ring.
Yeah.
But as he gets back into the ring, and McIntyre goes for a second Claymore,
only for that to be countered.
He misses and is hit with an RKO. And the 1, 2, 3, and we have a new WWE champion in Randy Orton, who wins his 14th World Championship, tying Triple H for the second most World Championships, behind John Cena and Ric Flair.
So Randy Orton is your new WWE champion for the 14th time.
And if reports are to be believed, will probably hold him until WrestleMania, as with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So
let us run you through the match card one more time.
On the kickoff show, R-Truth defeated Drew Gulak to retain the 24/7 championship.
Roman Reigns defeated Jey Uso in a Hell in a Cell I Quit match to retain the Universal Championship.
Elias defeated Jeff Hardy by disqualification.
The Miz, with a bit of help from Tucker, beat Otis to win the Money in the Bank briefcase and win the match.
Sasha Banks defeated Bayley by submission to win the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Bobby Lashley retained the United States Championship by defeating Slapjack by submission in a Hurt Lock.
And Randy Orton defeated Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell to win the WWE Championship.
So that about does it for the Hell in a Cell post-show.
Next time WWE comes at us on pay-per-view will be the 22nd of November as we go to Survivor Series, which will celebrate 30 years to the day of the debut of The Undertaker.
Gong!
And of course, as it has been for the past few years, will feature SmackDown versus Raw.
Yep, no NXT this year.
At least as of yet.
Because all things can change. So, until then, he's been
Rachel Rock Jones, and he's been
Sean Randy Smith, and we will see you next week for Survivor Series.
next week, next month.
Next month. Until then, see you then.